wild right now, and it's all about consistency. But let me just get this in here right now so everyone knows who we are with and can follow. Motivation Mondays, there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Once I get the thumbs up that we're on YouTube, boom, pin comment. So we're gonna have a great conversation right now. As you guys know, our platform is built on talking about self-purpose, understanding self-purpose, finances, and all other great stuff. So we bring people in to speak about experiences, especially women, because we can't speak from a women's perspective. And this platform, honestly, is the women who support us more than the man, but we are here for everybody else, and we want to make sure that we can relate to the females, and what no other way than somebody incredible like you.
Oh, thanks.
So, but how was your morning though?
It's good. I'm tired, but we gotta push through.
Hey man, when you're an entrepreneur, I think that's no days off. We talked about it last week where, we didn't want the 9-to-5 life, but we work 24/7, 365. So
yeah.
So give us a breakdown of like your weekend and this morning. What did you have to do?
Well, I woke up at the crack of dawn, like about 6 a.m. Went to the gym, dealt with some email stuff, and then headed on over here.
Okay, dope. And then you had time to get a little fly and all of this, hair laid and all of that.
Come on, gotta represent.
You made us feel special. You got your hair done just for this episode too.
Oh,
so
wow.
I like that. Yes, I'm getting my hair done.
Yes, it's very good to first impressions.
True.
I've been on this a couple times.
And you know the good part, you've been on here a couple times, but the good one, we lost that. That was when we were in Atlanta. But it's okay, everything happens for a reason. Because now we have this, it's going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on all streaming platforms. Max, how was your weekend?
Great, productive as always. I realize lately Sundays I'm working. It's supposed to be my days off, but you can't complain. It's times like this, you got to take what comes and make the most of it, make the best of it.
Dope. So for those who don't know you, please introduce yourself. And once again, I told everybody we are live on YouTube right now. So do me a favor, head to our YouTube channel and watch this live. I know the angle's over here, but I'm not going to be looking over here. We're going to be talking straight to our YouTube audience. So head there. You can ask questions live and direct. We put the IG live just to let everybody know what's going on. But we need everybody on our YouTube page because soon you won't be getting the IG live streaming. But introduce yourself to the people who you are. You are a woman that wears many hats. And you do a lot of great stuff. So let the people know who you are.
Hello, everybody. My name is Whitney. I also go by Whit Favby. I'm an entrepreneur, businesswoman, and all-around supporter of everything that's good and great.
Well, the crazy part, we were just talking before this episode about when you got into this. I hosted your Sweet 16. That was how many years ago? That's like 8-9 years ago? A little more. A little more? For real? Like 10?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? When I started.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been some time.
So, 16, you got into making cakes, I believe, at 15?
Yeah, because I made my Sweet 16 cake.
So let's talk about that experience, how you even got into doing what you're doing now.
So basically, it just started off as a hobby with my sister and I. And we would just do cakes for people in the neighborhood, in the area, because it was something that we hadn't really seen except on TV. So we're like, we should try it. We did. We got good feedback, and that was what got the ball rolling. Not a lot of people were doing what we were doing, and just traveling through word of mouth, because at that time, Instagram wasn't a thing. TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter was a thing, but I wasn't really on it. But a lot of the social media platforms that we promote ourselves on wasn't a thing. So you literally had to go out there and speak to people or message them on Facebook. And that's what we did. And it was pretty much like a domino effect. And here we are.
How did you guys come up with the name?
Well, actually, it was I don't know if a lot of people know this.
Ooh, exclusive content. Let's go. Breaking news.
So at first we didn't have a name. We were just doing it. And then we were like, okay, we're going to need a name. So my brother said, like, your Sweet 16 is like a big age. So our name was 16 Candles.
For real?
Yeah, it was for a little bit. Yeah. My brother came up with that name, and it was like a thing. I think we had a Facebook page, and then when I was in 11th grade, I needed one more elective, and I had no idea what to take, so I went to my guidance counselor, and she's like, entrepreneurship, and I promise you that was the first time I heard that word, but I was like, sure, I just need anything. So they put me in that class. I had no idea what it even meant. First day I went there, my amazing business teacher, Mr. Pinto, he is the best.
Shout out Mr. Pinto.
Always.
I know that teacher.
He's a really good business teacher at DeVille, like 10/10. But he basically broke it down. He's like, entrepreneurship is basically working for yourself, starting businesses, everything around there. Throughout this class, I'm going to teach you guys how to do a business plan and pretty much everything business related. So I was like, okay, cool. I already made cakes, so I probably have a little bit of knowledge that can help in this class. And then for our like final project, we had to make a business plan, and mine revolved around cakes. So I was like, okay, I can make your cake your way. And then I'm like, oh, how about cake your way? Because my whole initial business plan was to kind of just literally be like, your cake your way. And I ended up getting the highest mark in the class in the business award that year. So,
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was the best decision of my life. And it literally is what led to Cake Your Way. If I didn't take that class, I probably wouldn't have Cake Your Way.
Oh, that's I didn't even know this.
I know.
That's incredible. I guess what I take from that is like, you know, when you take time to put in the work for something, ideas will come. Sometimes you don't have the right things, and people think things just fall on their lap. Like, oh my goodness,
and everything has to be so super calculated. It's not always the case, because I initially never knew that I wanted to start a business. I never even knew that I wanted to bake or make cakes or anything, even related to that. But because I just tried something, it ended up being so beneficial for me.
And now when you look back, you know, you see how far you've come. And I know you celebrated your storefront anniversary, and you're going through, I believe it's 3 years?
4 years, yeah.
4 years?
Yeah.
So we're going on 4 years?
No, this just passed was 4 years.
Oh, wow, 4 years.
Since I've had my store. But this year will be 12 years since I've been making cakes, which is like...
When you think about it and you put it out there.
It's really crazy.
Max, what is your take when it comes to like an idea falling in your lap and the work that comes with it after? Even though you may not have everything figured out, but just going through the motions of getting something. And you know, she said she started with 16 candles, and then through that, she took a class, and then Cake Your Way came out of that.
Funny about all of this, because most people say you don't need school entrepreneurship, but her entrepreneurship journey started in school. So that may dismay a lot of people. But with that, staying the grind, staying true to what it is that you truly, genuinely love, eventually it will pan out. I mean, you heard her mention that she's been doing this for about 12 years, storefront for 4 years. You know, it's about the process. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. And that's just a huge takeaway that I take from what it is that she started from entrepreneurship, is through an elective, wanting to get an extra credit to starting a business. And who knows how it's been the last 4 years, being that it was COVID, and having a storefront, especially in a business like cake, will be tough. So it's just like stay the course, stay the journey. It's a process through everything.
Yeah.
And what was your support system like? Because starting cakes at 15, 16, you know, to be able to, it's going to need some money, you need some backing. So what was the support system like?
Well, like in terms of financial backing, how I kind of grew up, making cakes wasn't a thing that was seen as like, you know, financially stable. So I was definitely always like encouraged to go to school or work in certain fields, because it was like, how are you going to make a living? How are you going to grow making cakes? It's just dessert. So a lot of it came from me working in high school. Since I was 15, I got my first job at Wonderland. I worked the whole season. It's so funny. It's not funny, but I got fired. I got fired from literally every single job with the exception of like 2. And I also believe that's why I work for myself now. Not because I was a bad employee, but I just believe that it wasn't for me. But anywho.
Before we move on, tell us one of the reasons why you got fired.
That's what in my head, I wanted to know what are the reasons.
Okay, I got fired from Wonderland because... Okay, basically when you work there, they don't really allow you to book off your birthday. But obviously, I was turning 16 and it was a big deal, so I booked off my birthday.
Hey, this 16 that you had me at is the...
Yeah, and you're turning 16, you want to book off your birthday. And my birthday is dead set in the middle of summer. So I booked it off. They called me and said that I didn't book it off, but I literally remember writing it down. They said that's a no-show. Boom. Then I got another job at Party City, right, like at the end of the Wonderland season, and that was a seasonal job. If you did well there, they'd hire you long term. So the second last day of Wonderland season, everyone had a shift because it was the last operating weekend. There was only one person in the whole park in my department that didn't have a shift, and she would not trade her shift. Like, she would not take my shift. So I didn't go, and I went the next day, which was the last day of the operating season, and I clocked in everything, and they're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm here to work. And they're like, you didn't come in yesterday. That was your second no-show. You're fired. I'm like, I'm fired on the last day of the operating season. And they're like, yeah, like, thank you so much. Love you. Bye. And I was like, okay, bye. Call my sister. I'm like, did you go far? Because they need you to come back and pick me up. And she like spun the block. She came and picked me up. When we were driving, Party City called me and they're like, do you want to work today? And I'm like, yeah, because I don't have another job. And I really believe that's why Party City kept me, because from then I ended up staying for 4 years and I got hired from the seasonal job at Party City. So
that's crazy. It's funny how it's that's why these conversations are so good, because you don't even realize.
It was like if I stayed at Wonderland that shift, I wouldn't have got the call from Party City and I wouldn't have had that Party City job for the next 4 years. So although I got fired on the last day, it was a very, very good like stepping stone. And I'm glad it was my first job, because it taught me a lot about working in an environment that I don't want to work in customer service, dealing with people, working in different climates, like just so many things you don't want to do. But it was like really, it really paid off. But going back to what I was speaking on, basically working odd jobs, working part-time jobs, I would just work. Anything I made from work, put it into my cake business, reinvest.
And I'm going to talk about something that you mentioned there, which is learning. You learn from that experience. But I want to get into our affirmation of the day. We start that at 11:11. So I know a lot of people say at 11:11, make a wish. We say make an affirmation, and hopefully it turns, not even hopefully, and then gradually it will turn into a habit that you do every morning. So our affirmation for the day is, I have everything I need to make today a great day. I wake up happy and excited every single day. I'm glad it's Monday again so I can have a fresh start. I am ready for a wonderful day. So I'm going to repeat that again. I have everything I need to make today a great day. I wake up happy and excited every single day. I'm glad it's Monday again so I can have a fresh start. I am ready for a wonderful day. So when we say these affirmations, we ask our guests to break it down and what you love best about that affirmation. So when you hear that affirmation, what stands out to you? What do you like about that?
I have everything I need to make today a great day. I feel like a lot of times we focus on the things that are going wrong or that we don't have, as opposed to how many resources we do have. So even specifically when I'm at work and I'm super, super tired, I'm like frustrated, it's like I kind of be like, snap out of it. You should be grateful that you're tired. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to work to be tired. Ooh. I'm able-bodied. I have my hands, legs, mobility. So be happy that you're tired. Be happy you're at work. There's a lot of people in your position. You want to be home sleeping, but they would like kill to be at home working. And we have so many resources every day that we take advantage of. Especially the internet is number one. Social media, the fact that we're even on live, that we can be talking to people in different countries, promoting ourselves, encouraging people, spreading knowledge. Like, we don't really need anything else to be great except the things that we already have. So focus on that. And if you ever get in a position where you're like, oh my God, I'm hungry. If you're going to buy food while you're hungry, be grateful that you're able to be hungry and you're on the way to buy food. So try to switch your mindset to be grateful for the things that you think are negative.
Oh man, TikTok is gonna love this clip right here. I'm telling you that right now. And
challenges.
I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments. Damien says, Whitney texts her friends on Mondays all the time, motivating us.
Oh my God, yes, I send them voice notes. It's called the Monday morning message. I don't do it every Monday, but I try to. But I send a voice note to like the people I texted most recently and just tell me, you're doing amazing. It's a Monday. Start your Monday. Forget all the stuff that happened last week. You cannot do anything about it. Don't focus on the things that you cannot control.
Ooh,
you need to move forward. Right. Yeah, don't dwell on stuff that you have no control over, which is most of the things. Focus on what you can control. Focus on moving forward. It's Monday. Be great. Go exercise. Start eating well. And, just do things that will form a habit. Once you continue to practice them, you'll have a great week.
And I see a lot of comments in the live. I missed a few. Someone says, we love your story.
Thanks.
The other person says, all about taking that leap of faith. Learn to trust the process. And we're gonna get back to that topic of learning. I want to break down. Max, she talks about how she learned from that experience when it came to the Wonderland experience and the Party City experience. Why is it so important that even when there's trials and tribulations, whether it's you get fired or something goes wrong, that you're able to look at the situation and learn from it and then use it to your everyday life so that you don't make that same mistake, or you turn a negative situation to a positive?
Well, it's the challenges of life that makes the experience. It's what life really is all about. If life went accordingly exactly how it should go, there would really be no meaning of life. The only way we could feel joy is when we feel sadness. So it's the challenges that we talk about. So to just wish for all to be able to deal with all the good things that's happening to you. So when you go through the trials and tribulations, and how do you manage that? And when she talks about like Mondays and forgetting about the things you cannot control, right? So you go through all these adversity, you go through all these things. That's what gives a meaning to what it is that you have to do for you to fulfill your purpose. And what is more fascinating about all of this is all through the process of her working on Cake Your Way. So some people had it confused. Some people have, as far as entrepreneurship confused, as I gotta go all in, it's all or nothing, right? There's a concrete, there's a balance, there's a foundation that we should all take into account, right? So just always remember the challenges, that's what makes you who you are, right? That's what equip you for tomorrow's battles. The battles that you go through today helps you deal with tomorrow. If you wish for those challenges away, is wishing for your life away.
And you know, when it comes to self and purpose, I remember a couple of years ago we were talking about this, where you're like, yo, I'm doing my business, but I want to be doing wedding cakes. I want to be doing cakes for celebrities. And then I don't know where this came from, and boom, manifestation. Hey, the words that we say out to the universe and things, they will come true. And now, you know, we work together multiple times on doing cakes with Tory Lanez. We just seen you did a cake with Lil Durk and his fiance. And you know, let's just talk about the part before you got there, where it was like, okay, you're doing cakes for people, but you want it to be on a broader scale where it's internationally. And you know, you're able to make your first international cake, I believe, last year.
Yeah, November, yeah.
During Scorpio season, of course. You know how it goes already. You know where
October, November, yeah.
Hey, Scorpio season starts in October. And hey, I always put it out there because there's always good things that come during Scorpio season. I'm sorry, man. Whether you gotta hear it or not, I gotta let it be known. Damien's a Scorpio. You see the emojis coming up, so shout out my Scorpios that are here. But you know how we are already.
Yes, of course. I know a few Scorpios.
But you know Leo's already. When it comes to your birthday, Leo. That's why the Wonderland thing happened, because you're a Leo, and Leos make sure when it comes to them, they're out there and everyone has to know. But let's talk about that process when you were in the process of like making cakes, but you wanted more. You wanted it to be on a bigger scale. What did you have to do? What were you telling yourself? What were some of the daily routines that got you exactly where you are?
So what I've always been is a person who like tries to cut out the outside noise and let my work speak for itself. I truly believe nowadays a lot of people are getting lost in that, and there's a lot of gimmicks going on. That can only take you so far. A lot of people are not focused on longevity. The stuff that's cool now, you can even see, like, for example, Vine, Keek, all those apps, they were cool then. A lot of people blew up then, but where are they now? Because they were not thinking longevity. It's like, let's do the cool things, let's do the funny things, let's make coupon codes off of words that are trending, but that's not gonna get you like professional, reliable. Like, people will always refer back to you. So one thing I always make sure is let me focus on what I'm promoting. I'm a cake decorator, and a good one. I need to make sure if I want to reach out to a manager, a celebrity, or whatever, what I'm offering, you're gonna want it. Why should you pick me out of the thousands of people that are available to you? And especially thinking internationally, like doing a cake for Dirk or his family, there's so many people in America before me. There's so many people in Canada before me. How am I gonna get there when there's so many other people who are qualified to do what I do? I focus on my work, and I focus on getting it done and reaching out to the people. I got that opportunity. So right now I ended up going to Atlanta 3 times in the past 3 months to make cakes for him and his family because of a DM. And I tell people all the time, just message people. Message anyone and everyone. If you want to work with them, you believe in your work, you believe in what you do, you have a portfolio, you're not there to just run around and just be like, oh, I'm talking to a celebrity. Message people. It was literally off of a DM. I can do this. I can do it for you. Look at what I've done before. What do you want to do? I didn't fangirl. I didn't go crazy and start posting about it and look who's messaged. No. It's like, remain professional, because this is how you build a long-lasting relationship. For me to be able to go back in 3 times in the span of like 3 months, obviously I'm doing something right, you know? So just focus on the work. Like, all the other stuff is cute. It's fun. It's cool, but your work will take you so far. Remain professional, because a lot of people out here, and some people might not like it, but you're side hustlers. I'm so sorry. You're not business people. You're making money and that's amazing, but you're not doing stuff that's going to give you longevity. Anytime I reply to anyone, promote something, I'm always thinking, who's seeing this? How are they going to receive it? And how am I going to present my business and what I'm doing in the best light? It falls into like etiquette, how you speak to your customers, the ads you make, even down to the songs you play. Like I see a lot of TikToks. The stuff people are doing is great, but if you're posting a TikTok about, I don't know, maybe like drawing a picture, you sell painting, and in the background, the music is like completely vulgar, I'm just so distracted. You know, it's little things like that that'll make people like, you know, why are you painting a picture about sunflowers? But in the background, people are talking about shooting people. Like, it doesn't make sense. Keep that on your personal page. It's fine. But when you're focusing on your business, like, make it business.
And one thing I remember when we worked on we worked on 2 cakes with Tory Lanez, and he posted both of them. And we had like talked about it and planned it before it happened, because we're like, yo, if we do it this way, he's gonna see it and go crazy, and it worked every time. Is there something with when it comes to like being able to work as a team and plan things accordingly? Like, is that your kind of thing? Like, do you feel like that's very important into getting the job done?
It's super important, and go with the flow doesn't really work in business, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of things for success, you have to plan it out. Even me going to Atlanta, a lot of people don't know I made the cakes in Atlanta. People think I shipped them or something, I don't know. But so we have to plan everything. We have to take everything from here to go over there. There's a few things we could buy at the grocery store, but it's like we're not gonna buy a whole new set of knives and everything when we're over there. So it's like that requires a lot of planning, and a lot of these times you don't have so much notice. So when you have a strong team, when you're level-headed, when you're able to like sit down and be like, okay, I need this, it sets you up for success. It's not just like, if this happens, cool. You have to make it happen. Like, don't just be waiting for something to fall in your lap, or okay, when I get this opportunity, then I'll plan for this. Always keep it in the back of your head to be planning, because nothing's slowing down, you know?
12 years of entrepreneurship. Are you tired?
I'm tired as yeah, I'm really tired, but you know, with my tiredness, it comes like a lot of the things. I'm getting to do a lot of the things that I always wanted to do, and you know, get the experiences that I've always wanted to have. So it's like good tired.
We've seen that. We talk about passion, and I've seen you've been very passionate of traveling.
I love traveling.
And you talked about, I think one time you made a post where it's like, people think it's all glitz and glory, but it's like there's a lot of work that you've put in to be able to live the life that you want.
Yeah, so last year I really started traveling like super heavy. So like a year ago, that's when I took a month trip, and I basically just bought one.
You're on a world tour. Oh my goodness. I said you couldn't even keep up.
And then in June last year, I bought another one way, and I ended up going to 5 states and then Mexico all by myself. I was just literally getting my own hotel room, meeting people as I went along, doing excursions by myself, jet skiing by myself, horseback ride, everything by myself. People are like, how are you out there by yourself? And I'm like, it really makes you grow, because those situations were so uncomfortable to me at first, to go somewhere by myself. But it's like, now I've kind of found who I am more. And a lot of people, they always look at me and be like, oh, you're traveling, where are you going next? You're rich, da-da. But it's like, I worked 10 years to take 6 weeks off. That's bonkers, you know? And I don't want a life where I work a job and I get 2 weeks off after working 300 days. To me, that's not enjoyable.
The math is not adding.
The math is not mathing, you know. But I put in that work for 10 years so that when I was able to go away for 6 weeks, my store was still running. I was still making money. My employees were still making money. And it wasn't like, okay, I'm neglecting my business or my work just to go have fun. And even traveling, I'm always networking. I'm always meeting people. And it's like, how can my encounter with you help me grow as a person, or bring in more income, or just help me learn something, you know? I don't just travel for fun and to party and stuff. It's like, I'm always making connections.
And Max, there's something that Max always talks about when it's like, when it comes to purpose, right? Like within. And I'll let him kind of segue with what you're talking about in terms of this, where it's like, when you get the work done first, then the stuff can happen after, the stuff that you love.
Well, that's more a sense of like delayed gratification, where often you got to put in the work before you can start to see the fruits of your labor. Often people quit or people give up too easily. And when you celebrate, you don't celebrate for too long. I mean, she did a calculation where it's 300 days of working for 2 weeks off, or 10 years of working for 6 weeks off. But however, it's the freedom of choice to do as you please, go where as you please. So a lot of people, which we live in today's society where you post and these things, they all see that, and the first thing that comes to people's mind is envy and assuming that you got this and this works out for you and this doesn't happen for me. But it's never the case. People don't often see what's behind the screens, because although she said she was on vacation, she's still networking, right? When you're still working,
making sure everything's still fine out.
You have employees that also have family and other people to take care of. So it's not just about living on the beach and drinking mojitos and bellinis all day. You know, it doesn't stop, especially in the field of entrepreneurship. It doesn't stop. So that's one of those things that I always tell people, that delayed gratification is one of the keys to success and happiness, right? You got to be able to put off today's satisfaction for tomorrow's pleasure.
And
Can I
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, and I'm like guilty of this too, are obsessed with like instant gratification of wanting everything right now. Like a lot of the times, maybe you'll say before 30, I want my dream car, my dream house, my dream partner. If you have all this at 30, what are you going to do from 30 to 70? For the next 40 years, like, you're bored. You have everything you want right away. It just doesn't work like that, and it's not practical. And a lot of times people say social media is not real because we can put out there what we want to put out there. A lot of people don't come to social media crying and showing all the time they've been down and sad and all these things. You know, you come to social media as a place to have fun, to just kind of get away from everything that you have to actually deal with. So please do not focus on, I need it right now, I need to be rich right now, I need to have 100 orders tomorrow or I'm not doing well. Like, it took me 8 years before I made a cake for a celebrity. Like, that's kind of crazy. If you tell someone right now that you're 20 years old, when you're 28, you'll get your first celebrity order, they'll be like, I'm not doing it, forget it, I'm going to do something else. But what is the rush? Because the time is going to pass anyways. And that's why I always tell people, whatever you don't want to do now, do it now, because you'll thank yourself later. The time will pass. I went to school, I went to post-secondary, I went for a law program, I used to work in a law firm. Nothing related to cakes. I didn't want to do it, but guess what? The time passed. What would I have been doing? Probably nothing important. But now I have that diploma and I have the knowledge that I got from school. So don't focus on getting everything right away, that you're going to burn bridges. You're going to just throw away good things because you just don't want to trust the process or put in the work. Like he said, greatness comes with time. Amazon is not where Amazon is because they started yesterday. People say, oh my God, a Chanel bag is $10,000. When they started out, they were $200. So imagine that. But people don't want to wait. They just want to be like, I'm going to charge this, I'm going to do this, I want to be a millionaire, I want to have this. Just wait. There's literally no rush.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
And to be this, so there's a few people, I know this happened a lot. The people are probably watching this now saying, that's easy for you to say.
Of course.
So what do you have to say to those people that think like that?
When you're in my position, then you'll be like, damn, I probably shouldn't have said that. Because I didn't start out like this. I didn't start out traveling. I didn't start out getting the things that I wanted to do. I didn't start out with all these cool clients, and it's work. And I promise you are not going to see that work, and you're judging because you're not in that position. And there's nothing wrong with it because you literally don't know. That's why I always tell people, you will always be a student of the game. Always learn and just watch what you say, because you might end up in that position. It's so easy to even look at celebrities and be like, well, why are they mad? They have millions of dollars. That's not the point. It's not the point about tangible things. Money is tangible. Clothes, shoes, all those things, they come and they go. It's the foundations. It's like your morals, your characteristics. Those are the things that stay and that make you who you are and continue to make you great. People get so caught up in the messenger that they don't focus on the message. And this thing with Kim Kardashian, she said something the other day about, I have advice for women in business: get off your butt and work. Like, put in the work. And everyone's in an uproar saying you're privileged, you had handouts, silver spoon, da-da-da. Take away who said it. If you saw this on a poster, you would buy it and put it in your office. Because I would. Get up and go to work. What's the problem? She didn't say you're lazy, you're poor, I'm rich, you suck, you're a peasant. She said go to work. people don't want to go to work. Like, how do you expect to get money and have an amazing business? It's hard. It is so hard. And you have to understand it's the lottery of life. I did not choose my parents. I did not choose my siblings. I did not choose where I was born. You never will. You will never choose if your parents are rich, if they have a trust fund for you. It sucks. Get over it. Where I was born, not the best place. I don't want to have my kids there growing up. It happened. I didn't make that make me. You know, you can't choose certain things. You just have to accept them as they are. Incorporate it into your story. Like, I was born and raised in Rexdale. It's amazing that I've been able to do what I've been able to do. A lot of people let things that they can't control them. I couldn't control where I was born or who I was born to. So I didn't let that control me. I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to be, oh, you're born here or your parents are immigrants. This is all you'll be, you know? So stop focusing on who's saying what. If the message is good, take it, receive it. If you're triggered, it's probably because it applies to you. So get up, go to work. Some people will have it better than you. Some people will have a rich boyfriend, rich parents. You're getting mad about it for something you cannot change. Like, you can't change it. So just work. Like, if I have like Kardashian wealth, amazing. If I don't, I'm working towards that. And that's all I can continue to do. Me being mad that Kim Kardashian was born to like a rich family, like,
doesn't do nothing, doesn't benefit. I'm
wasting my like time thinking about something that I will never be reborn. It's just a waste of time to be mad about that.
And that's why I love our slogan, making the uncle cool while resigning is you versus you, because you're the only one that can change that situation. Yeah,
to the listeners and the viewers, just something to dwell on for a sec. So we won't listen to the rich because we think they think they're better than us, but we're going to listen to the poor because we think we're better than them. So who are we to listen to? Just think about it for a sec, right? I'm not going to answer you because you decide. We tell people, don't be a follower, be a student, right? I often encourage people to not only look up to try to get up, but look down so you don't want to get there. So it's always about what she said. It's not always about the messenger, but most importantly is the message. And where all of this is about discipline, and I know that means a lot to you. Can you talk about being disciplined? Because that's like one of my 3 things. Sacrifice, what is it? Knowledge, get the knowledge, make that sacrifice, and be disciplined. Stay the course. Because can you tell us what discipline means to you?
So I go by the 3 Ds: discipline, determination, and dedication.
Jeez, can you repeat that for them again?
That's right. I like those ones.
I like that one. We're going to take that with ding, ding, bong. Let's go.
Discipline, determination, and dedication. In this life, if you want something, you have to be determined. When there's obstacles in your way, you gotta like a video game, punch through the walls. Be determined. Dedication, you have to dedicate your time, your energy, your efforts to whatever the end goal is. And discipline, I think, is absolutely number 1. Discipline sets the foundation for everything. When you're able to repetitively do things that are going to push you forward, that is when you're going to see progress. That's why you see people, maybe you don't feel like they're as good as you, but what's the difference? They have discipline, which will then create consistency. They're able to post every day at a certain time. You post once a week. You're gonna see who has more results, not necessarily only based on the talent, but because more people see them. A lot of people will say, oh, my stuff is not selling. How much do you post? Once a week. Well, this person posts every day. How will people buy your stuff if they don't know that they're selling your stuff? What are the odds everyone that follows you is gonna see your ad once a week, as opposed to you posting it every day? You might not want to do it, but that separates the people that are gonna make it and the people that aren't. Because discipline is essentially doing something you don't want to do and doing it a lot. I'm like so serious about like people being disciplined and just like your health, your finances, saving. Like me, I used to go to the gym 6 a.m. every day in Pickering. I'd wake up at 4:45, be out of my house for 5:30, drive to Pickering 3 times a week. People said, you're crazy. There's LA Fitness right next to you. I say, yeah, but I'm training myself to do things I don't want to do. I don't want to wake up at 4:45 in the morning to drive when I'm tired. But me doing these things now, what does it do? It benefits me. I like the way that I look. I like the way that I feel. It's so important to be consistent and to be disciplined in the habits that it's going to take you. And even sorry, I just bounce around a lot. But even with the whole thing of posting, I know it's hard for a lot of people to post or just to do certain things. But I always say something that you do often, try to squeeze it in there. So every day you brush your teeth. So say to yourself, every day after I brush my teeth, I'm going to post my product online. Every day you take a shower. Say every day after I take a shower, I'm gonna stretch so I can be more flexible. Every day or every week after I pump gas, I'm gonna put $100 into my savings. Stuff that you're already doing and you always do, throw in the thing that you don't really want to do in there, you know? So
I'm taking that advice.
yeah, if every other day you drop your kid to daycare, okay, say every other day after I drop my kid to daycare, I'm gonna go to the gym. And then you'll build more and more discipline and boom.
And I seen
Go on. What I want to say is like one thing is like the rewards of being disciplined in life are often delayed. That's the thing.
Too. Yeah.
That's the takeaway. So, you know, you might do it the first day. It sounds good the second day. You might not get a reward. But like
this is literally like going to the gym. Like people are like, okay, how do I lose 10 pounds in a week? Come on.
Not possible.
Like unless you're like getting sliced up on a table, it's not happening.
And because of that mindset, there's been a whole new business avenue of people selling people things, results that they're not going to get. And people make business of that, selling people hopes and dreams. And it's sad to see. And that's what the whole kind of like motivation thing has become, like platforms where people are basically selling people hopes and dreams, knowing that they're just dying, reaching out for a glimpse of hope, and they sell them all these things. And nothing against these products, but I'm telling you,
yeah, but if you're not in that mindset,
it's difficult. Right?
Discipline kicks in when motivation kicks out. You're not going to be motivated every single day. You're not going to want to go to the gym every day. You're not going to want to go to work every day. That's when it's like, okay, the thing that I don't want to do, I'm going to do it. There's my discipline kicking in. So you get up, you go to the gym, you go to work, you do whatever that you need to get done. And no, you're not going to see results overnight. But that's the whole point. Discipline, like he said, it's a long-term thing. If you want long-term results and to like, you know, what does it say? Fruits of your labor? Yeah, that's what they say.
Fruits of your labor?
Yeah, like, you know, if you want to get what you want to get, you just got to stick it through, trust the process.
And you know, it's so like for the people joining us right now, welcome to Motivation Mondays. This is our platform where we speak on understanding self, purpose, passion, and finances. And we're live on YouTube right now, so you may be seeing us on the IG live like, hey, look here, but we want everyone to head to our YouTube page, so you can click the link in our bio. And you know, you don't get the results for the work you don't put in, so you got to literally put in the work to see these results. And we're proud of you. I'm super proud of you. You've been doing your thing. Like, I'll never forget. Was it the Shade Room that posted the cake? Was it the I remember I was like, oh my goodness. And you've been on TV networks for your cake as well too. And you know, there's something big coming up soon that we won't announce right now, but we'll announce we'll announce in a few weeks. But you're doing a great job, and it's not always like beautiful. It's not always the way it looks. So let's talk about being the CEO and founder and having to have employees and having team members around you. It's not easy.
It's not at all. And like I was actually talking to them before we started. Like, a lot of the things I did initially were horrible in terms of I wasn't thinking with the business mind. I wasn't thinking longevity. I'm thinking, okay, I'm in high school. I want lunch money. I want to buy a winter jacket. How can I take these orders and make money? I wasn't thinking in a business perspective. And I feel like too, a lot of people get caught up in that. They don't have the right advice, the support. And it's just like, oh, here's a product for $5. I'm going to sell it for $10. That's it. You know, they don't figure out the profit margins. They don't figure out the expenses. They don't figure out the cost of labor, especially when you're doing a service. And that, it all catches up to you because it's catching up to me right now. And I literally have to go back from the beginning and restructure so many parts of my business because I had the mentality of, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And it was flawed from the beginning. I did not go in with Cake Your Way with a business mindset because I was so young and I was just excited. So anything you go into it, if you're starting a business, go in with a business mindset. If you don't know what you're talking about, hire someone who does. My brother always told me, hire people for the things that you're not good at or the things that you won't do well, because you can't do everything well. And people have made it like this kind of like weird thing that they praise doing everything themselves. And while it's amazing, one, you're going to burn out, because I've definitely burnt out. And two, it's not going to be done as well as it can be. And I have that issue of, I want to do everything. I want to do the graphics. I want to do this. I want to do this. But it's like, no, someone else has worked for a long time to perfect that craft. Hire them for that. Then the time that I'm saving on that, I could be focusing on doing what I know how to do better. So it's like more efficient, you know. And then coming in with employees and stuff, it's obviously a costly process. However, it's just more efficient. If I didn't have employees, I couldn't go on vacation. If I didn't have employees, there'd be no purpose of me getting a store because I'm doing what I was doing at home, just in a different location. When you add other people into the mix that have the skills that you need, you're gonna grow. And that's how you will scale your business and do better. It looks great and feels great to be like, I do everything, I'm the this, I'm the that. But if you're thinking big and longevity, no, I don't want to be like just the neighborhood cake store. I'm trying to be like Fortino's, Dairy Queen, all that stuff. Fortino's, Dairy Queen, they cannot run with one person, you know? And we want to do everything ourselves. We don't want to collaborate with people. We don't want to hire people. We don't want to trust people. But it's like, if you want that big business and you want to be on shelves, something's got to give. You cannot do everything by yourself.
And you talked about graphics, and I want people to know this episode, we do everything with Wavy Digital Media Marketing. So a big shout out to Wavy Digital Media Marketing. If you're looking for content creation, web and GFX design, social media marketing, stocks and crypto investing, whatever that is, make sure you hit up my guy, Wavy Digital Media Marketing. And he does all our graphics and does all the things for us. So if you're looking for some of the graphics, you'll be in the comments right there. There you go. There you have it. Somebody's sitting there right now.
Have someone to make your flyers. Stop doing them on Canva if you don't know how to use Canva, because we can tell you did on Canva. Just invest in the things. Like, when people come to your page or they come to your business to support, like, just cut the notion of everything is like handmade and DIY. If you want to be respected and professional, do the things that you need to do to be respected and professional. Even something so small, like I tell people too, even if you are by yourself right now because you can't afford to scale, when you're answering emails, don't say I. Say we, our, them, exactly. Because you know why? If you move on and you hire people, everyone will attribute everything back to you. Any little problem, it's now, oh, well, you were saying I, so now I'm blaming you. And people will respect you more. It's weird when they feel like you have a bigger team, because to them you seem more busy and you just seem more reliable because, okay, now she or he has people working with them. So it's just the little things that go a long way.
So funny, I came across a class that I want us to do in Motivation Monday when it comes to like business etiquettes and email standards and some great things. Like I was reading this, like it came as an email and I was going through it, and there's so many things that we can learn that we have no idea. And
a lot of people, I've realized, they don't receive that well, because, and sometimes it happens to me, like when someone on the outside looking in tells me something that's feedback, you get really sensitive because it's what you're doing. So it's hard for you to accept it. But I'm talking to all the people that you want to be bigger than you are right now. It's not like just to make extra money. You want to have a professional, reliable business. Like, please invest in your etiquette. There's no reason you should be cursing people out on your business page, like, at all. Like, don't post stuff that don't relate to your business. Like, if your dog got a new jacket and you're a chef, like, who cares? It's just so has nothing to do with being a chef. Like, talk about it in your group chat or on your personal page, because all of this, you won't see this on the like pages you're comparing yourself to. Like, when I think of myself, I'll go on, like, I don't know, like maybe Ben and Jerry's or something. Like, I look at all these people that have done what I want to do, and I take notes from what they do. When you go on these verified pages, you don't see them like putting on their IG story that, their car got hit or something. Like, just a lot of stuff that just doesn't matter. Focus on the business. If it's a business page, put business stuff out there. Do not be posting that you're at a party. And like, I love all the beauticians in the world, but they are like notorious for mixing personal and business, and it makes a lot of clients not respect them because they feel like they could just talk to you anyway, because you made it so comfortable for us to look at you as a person and not a business. Even though you're the one doing the hair, it doesn't matter. You're still a business at the end of the day. Keep it professional. If you guys have a problem, a customer has a review, address it privately. Do not come out and call them out on this and this, because quite frankly, nobody cares. They're there for the drama, and now that's overshadowing your work. I see so many people who cannot take criticism at all, and they just lash out, and it looks really, really bad. Like, do not call people out of their names, especially if they gave you money. So many people like, oh, I don't need your cheap $50.
Are you good?
But it's like, without my customers, I wouldn't be traveling. I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I appreciate all my customers. Whether they've said good or bad things, I take it with a grain of salt. If I need to implement it, I will, and I keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, these are the people that pay me. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have what I have, you know? So I have to appreciate them, and not everyone's going to have a great experience. But at the same time, I got to step back and realize I don't have a great experience in every business. So this person, this is the way they want to voice it. It might not be in the most respectful way. Take anything I can take from it, just keep it moving.
Folks, I just want to say something. Folks, I've been sitting here smiling for a while, but everything that she just said, that's cutthroat. We're in a generation where everything has to be politically correct. But the things that she talks about, I highly agree with it, and those formula works. Believe it or not, what she's talking about works. And, you know, sometimes people might not take it the right way. People think you're coming off as being rude. Yeah. But I'm here to tell you, in the world of business, exactly what she's talking about works. Like, you know, we have a platform to show where we try not to step on toes because you want to please the audience and whatnot. So everything that she just said, I agree. I stamp on it, and it works in the business world.
Yeah. If you're trying, I'm so sorry, but if you're trying to do great things, like if you want to be on Forbes, you will never, ever, ever get there by cursing out your customers, by posting drama on your IG story or IG, by like doing super controversial things. It won't happen. That's where I'm trying to be. I want to be on Forbes. I want to be invited to those charity galas where it's $20,000 a table and like you have to donate to be there. I'm trying to do the big things. I don't want to be a small business. A small business is considered 0 to 99 employees. I'm trying to be a big business. I'm trying to like step in that marketplace where, okay, now we matter. You know, a lot of people, they don't care about small businesses because we make up such as like a small percent. It doesn't matter. But once you break that and you're able to do those things professionally, like I've even seen it too. Like when I started, I always said I made it very me. I would talk about things that didn't even matter, had nothing to do with the business. And I would have a lot more people speak to me like in a crazy way because it's like, hey girl, hey sis, hey boo, because they feel like it's so personable. This is not a personal relationship. You're here to pay me for something and I'm here to deliver. That's all we have. There should be no emotions attached unless you're happy about your product at the end of the day, you know? So just focus.
You're a woman, an entrepreneur that wears many hats. I know you started the Boss Breakdown. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that. You've also switched things up with Shop Cake Your Way, which I'm proud of as well too. When I saw that, I was like, so we'll get into that. And then of course, you're into the hair business as well too. So let's talk about how you're able to start with one business and then, you know, get the love and passion for entrepreneurship and create these other avenues and pathways for you to continue to do what you do, which is on the road to success.
So basically when I started with Cake Your Way, like I said, it was a hobby turned business. But when I saw what I could do with it, I'm like, okay, there's other things that I enjoy. How can I implement? So I started selling hair in 2016. So a lot of people were like, where'd you get your hair? Where'd you get your hair? And then I realized with the e-commerce world, I could do a lot less work and make the same amount of money, if not more. And then with Shop Cake Your Way, it's the same thing. With making cakes, I'm not making money from Cake Your Way unless my employees are working or unless I'm working. But with Shop Cake Your Way, I could be sleeping and there's orders coming in. And that's literally it. I'll wake up to orders. Exactly. So I've been selling like cake supplies and all that stuff since December, and already I'm over 200 orders, so it's doing really well. And it's just really amazing to see, like, I don't have to do anything but the initial stuff and then the ball is rolling. Like, for example, I even sell like graphics. It's like kind of complicated if you're not in the cake world, but whatever. When you see certain images on cakes, people don't want to spend time on Google looking at that. I'll do that for you. I'll upload it one time. Now it's just digital. As soon as you buy it, it's sent to you. I don't have to ship anything. I don't have to do anything. This is all literally money I made by one-time investment of just making the file and uploading it. And I was even I always talk to my friend Patina, Pressed by Petite.
She's in here too. I see her.
Shout out to her. But when you do a service, it's very easy to get caught up and get burnt out. You don't have the flexibility you want unless you stop all your operations. If you want to go on vacation, you literally have to stop taking orders. How are you going to be able to make money? So the businesses that I started, I centered it around that with my ebooks and those things because I wanted to be able to be away and still be able to make money. So I highly recommend e-commerce as like an additional income if you're already doing something that's a service, or just if it's your first thing, because you have your product there, You can sell it when you're here, there, whatever. If you have to fulfill it, then you can fulfill it. And even that's something that's easy for people to do. It's not a high skill thing to fulfill orders. Or if you're in the digital world, you put your one-time investment in and then people buy.
Now, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, business-wise, personally? Like, what are some of the goals?
I want to be rich.
Nothing wrong with that.
I definitely want to get into more of like the products, like e-commerce, like being in grocery stores, like having our own cake mix, like stuff like that, tools where it's just like
manifesting it. We're gonna go when it happens. I'm gonna go right back to this episode and be like,
scaling
bada bing, bada boom.
the business, making more by doing less. And I feel like because I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I was young, the money I was making was really amazing to me. But quite frankly, doing what I'm doing now, it will not get me to where I want to be because of the amount of time that I have to trade for money. So I have to look into other things that I'm working less, but I'm making more. And that's where like the e-commerce comes in and in the digital world. Because a lot of the times, if you're in the service industry, and I know a lot of people can attest to this, you got to be on your feet, breaking your back to make that money. And you can only do it for so long before your body's just like, I'm done. So you really have to think about the things you want out of life. And the things that I want, they cost a lot of money. And just not cutting it. So in the next 5 years, I definitely see things scaling and me being less hands-on and just more in the back end, but still growing the revenue.
Working smart, not hard.
Period.
I know we got like 10 minutes, sometimes we welcome our viewers to ask questions, something on your mind, a different perspective, just so we can share insight.
We have a question box in the YouTube and we have it on the IG Live. So if you have any questions, feel free to use the question box, put your question there, we'll pop it up. Sometimes when it comes to like entrepreneurship, there's good days, bad days, sad days, happy days. What do you do to usually, like, if something goes wrong, do you have a method, or what kind of things do you do? Is it working out, go for a walk? Because not everything's gonna go the way you want it to do. What is your kind of method? Because we make it look like everything is, but we know, behind the scenes. Yeah. And I like that you share that on your social media. You actually share some of the process when you're doing cakes, like when you Valentine's Day, for instance. You'll show us a whole rundown of it, and we're like, oh my God, yo, how did you do that?
Yeah, it's really crazy. I think a lot of times we've just been like conditioned to focus on the negative. So, even you'll see it if people comment a lot of stuff on your picture. I will see people not reply to anything about people telling you look good. But if one person's like, you look fat, boom, attack. We're focusing on the things that are just bringing us down. And literally in the 5th grade, my teacher told me, like, for one negative thing, you need 10 good things to come out of it. So negativity brings us down a lot. If I'm having a bad day, low sales, stuff's not going well, I think about all the good days that I have. Why didn't I appreciate those days more? Why is this one thing or this one day bringing me down? Because it's not going to matter in a few days, in a few months. So really program your mind to just focus on the positive. Focus on all the people that love what you're doing, that love you, that support you. Those people that are trying to bring you down, it's more of a projection of how they feel. Because me, quite frankly, I've never went on a page and attacked anyone because I'm just not that mad at myself. A lot of people, they're projecting onto you when they lash out, when they say things, when they write from fake pages, when they're coming to tear you down. If you let that negativity get to you, you'll lose sight of all the good things, and then it'll just stop you from wanting to do anything.
If you ain't ready for criticism or people to talk, you are not ready for entrepreneurship. Let me tell you.
Just please get a job. Because people, I promise you,
it's gonna come.
It happens anywhere. Even at your job in your 9 to 5, your coworker gonna talk bad about you.
Guys, okay, like, this is something I'm still working on. So I got 2 negative reviews on Google in the past week, and boy, was I like telling my mom this morning, like, Mom, how could they do this? Like, I'm so sad right now. But it's like, no, look how many people have left good reviews. Like, you have a 4+ star rating. Focus. Don't let these people, and it's not that their reviews are bad. I went back and reread, and I take what I can take from that and implement it. Because sometimes there is truth in what they're saying. Just because we see it's like someone gives you a 1 star. Well, what are they saying? Are they just saying you suck? Okay, obviously they're bored. But if they're actually saying, no, I didn't like this, don't just be like, they're a hater, they're this,
Constructive
read what they
criticism.
said and take it. But just because we don't like it doesn't mean it's not right. So I had to snap out of it. I'm like, you know what? Okay, it happens. Is there anything in here that I can implement? Is what they're saying gonna make me better? And yes, there is. Okay, I can pinpoint this, and now I can use it so that the next time I do this, it's better. So if I would have had someone leave a negative review on that, I've already fixed it. And that's even what I do. I'll go type other businesses in the areas or in the same field that I'm in. I'll look at the negative reviews they have, what people are complaining about that they do wrong, and make sure I touch on that so that no one can come and complain about that. Because there's always something you can learn. Like, never, ever think you know everything, because you don't. Never, ever stop learning. Learn from people who know more than you, less than you. Every day I talk to people, I really try to learn at least one thing that's gonna better what I'm doing or better myself.
And I'm glad you talked about that, because every day is a new day to learn. Literally, people have no idea. That's why I love this platform, because to be honest, I've been learning every week.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
I'm literally
It's like,
taking what you told me. I put in gas. If I brush my teeth, I could do this. So like, I'm gonna implement that today and go back to the drawing board. And that's something I never heard before, and I heard that from you. So I'm glad for talks like this, and I know people. And honestly, I encourage people, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Like,
I know there's somebody in the live or somebody on
know.
YouTube. I want to ask. I'm scared. Listen, ask your question, because let me tell you, if I didn't ask questions, this platform's not even getting started at all. I literally called him, bro. I need help. Help
and I say,
me.
how
And,
will
hey,
you learn? Like, people are comfortable to ask their teachers questions because that's the label they've been giving. You're my teacher, you're my professor. But every single person you meet is a teacher. They will teach you something, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about a topic you didn't know. It's literally okay to ask questions. I tell people all the time, you can ask me business questions, because there's so many things I went through that I didn't have to go through, because one, I didn't ask people, or two, I didn't have the right people around me to ask, and I didn't go out and look for them. So when you have people around you who know what they're doing, take advantage. Do not be like, I'm gonna do it myself, I'm gonna trial and error. Cut all that extra stuff. Like, work smarter, not harder. Don't be stubborn. Whatever it is, if you look up to someone, just ask them whatever you want to ask them. If they don't want to give it to you, okay, keep it moving. It's nothing personal. When you're talking business wise, you cannot take anything personal. It's not a friend you're talking to. You guys are not friends. You're here to make money, they're here to make money. That's it. Keep it moving. And I think we really need to separate the emotions from that.
big time.
We gotta get rid of pride. And to those people that feel like they know it all, to those people that feel like you know it all, just one thing: if you reach a point in your life where you think you have all the answers, well, it's time to start asking different questions.
Come on. Yeah.
Our question here is from Michelle Rochester. She said, "What advice can you give someone who deals with someone slandering their business?" She's thinking about the times.
Yeah, I know, it's happened a few times. If it's actual downright slander and they're being a little bit outrageous, what can you do? A lot of people like to clear their air, defend their name. It doesn't matter, because people are not coming to be like, wow, she was in the right, and all these receipts and da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't matter. Don't give them energy, because people are literally looking for a reaction.
Sure.
Oh my God,
the drama. That's what people want.
Literally, people always say they always showcase black people in negative ways on Love and Hip Hop and this and this. That's what we watch. I don't see shows of black people going grocery shopping and starting businesses and going on turkey drives, because who wants to watch that? People are gonna be this boring. They feed into the drama. If someone comes and attacks you, thank you for your feedback. Have a good day. That's it. Don't feed into it. There's so many times people come at me crazy. I just let them say what they want to say. Thank you so much for your feedback. I've literally had people come back and apologize, because they're like, you know what? I was out of character. I was wrong. I shouldn't have spoke to you like that. If I go to them and tell them your mama this and all these things, what does that do for me? And all this stuff, especially when you type it will definitely come back to you. If you're cursing someone out on the phone, they might be recording. You never know. It's not worth it at all. Just don't give them the reaction they're looking for. And that's another thing of separating yourself from the business. It's because you're triggered. If you can't reply to people, hire someone who can. Me, I have someone who deals with my emails, because I'm just sensitive about that stuff. So I don't want to see it. That's all them. And one thing he said even before we started was he's like, you need to do what you need to do. It's not about being friendly and having a conscience, because that's not going to pay your bills. If you want to be a businesswoman, if you need to fire someone, let them go. It's not personal, It's not a friend thing. Like, it's just like you're
business
not
is business.
Yeah, and
life.
you know,
It's a
so you
business
gotta
life.
really put your foot down and make the decisions that's gonna make you grow. Because if you're being nice to people and considering their feeling, are they considering that you need to pay X amount of dollars? They're not giving it to you, you know. So when it's personal, cute, we can be friends, but when it's business, you gotta laser focus.
I wanna you brought some fire to the YouTube today. We just touched 175 subscribers, and you know the followers we're about to be at 1,000 literally in one more follower. So whoever is here that hasn't followed the page,
Go
click that follow
follow.
button. Let's get to 1,000 followers, and we're learning to trust the process right now. With YouTube, it's not easy, but you gotta be consistent. And you know, consistency is literally key in everything. And it comes to the stuff that you're talking about how you post certain posts. Like I was on our TikTok yesterday. I was like, holy, one of our videos is going crazy. And we've been posting, you know, Wavy handles that, and he's doing. There we go. We just got our 1,000 followers. So you know, that congratulations to us. And it's good to see, because with the movement, it's not about us. It's more about the stories and how people can learn and get to see a different side from Instagram or from what they know of, or like, you know, like I learned so much about you, and I've known you for a very long time.
I know, right?
Right? And it's like these conversations help. So like, we got 1,000 followers, but we need 1,000 subscribers. So if you're listening here and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Keep sharing this out. And like I said, it's about making the uncool cool, because these conversations, these things that we're talking about to society is not cool. Nobody wants to hear to be disciplined.
No one wants to hear to go to work. Even Motivation Mondays, they started because of quarantine, no? And if they said, okay, well, on our third time doing this, we have 12 viewers, let's scrap it. Look how far they've come in 2 years. And it's like, had they not have done anything, they wouldn't be where they are. So a lot of people let time pass. Who cares? Think about how far you'll be in a year if you start today. Just think about that.
And
We have a question on YouTube.
Okay, let's ask that. So the question here on YouTube is, what do you say? Hi, Shakisha, too, as well, too. You know, make you feel what's
Shakisha.
up. What do you say about paying for information, vendors, suppliers, versus researching information through Google, YouTube, etc.? I'm a fan of both, but just curious to hear your opinion.
Well, when you're doing like vendor lists, supplier lists, I see a lot of people selling that. They're reaching out to people who are customers. So they're not really looking at you as a business, because as a business, you're not going to go and buy a vendor list or a supplier list, because you're going to do your own research. Just because someone is selling you, I see this a lot with hair vendors, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I see it more as buy a hair vendor if you just as a person want to find good hair, because there's no real truth in that they're selling you their actual vendor. Why would they do that? You know, why would Nike come out and be like, this is where we make our shoes? Everyone, give me $100. I'll tell you where I make my shoes. Everyone's gonna go there and get like, I don't know. It's literally a business, and there's nothing wrong with that as a business. But go out there and do your own research, because you're still gonna have to do samples, testing. A lot of people spend so much money on vendor lists and all these things, and you're still back at square one. That's not gonna do the work for you. Just figuring out where someone buys something, and honestly, it's not that hard to figure out. So if you're buying those lists and stuff for personal reasons, cool. Business, I would say it's a little more tricky. I would prefer you do your own research first, and then if you want to do it as an add-on, cool. But definitely research.
And I want to ask you, Shakisha, let us know with a thumbs up. I know you're in the live and YouTube. Let us know in the chat if she's answered your question correctly or you need more in depth. We love when people ask questions and they hear the answers. We know if they got the answer they're looking for.
There's a question on Instagram.
Okay, let me see that, because I just went out of... What advice can you give someone who is not prepared for their business growing rapidly, fast?
Oh yeah, scaling. It's tricky. Oh my god, I'm even scared for that too. Well, it's actually crazy. So after I posted the little dirt cake, we skyrocketed. We literally gained 5,000 followers in the matter of less than a week. We had people from all different cities in America calling us, messaging us, emailing us, like, can you come to this city? Can you da-da-da? Like, insane. Obviously, we didn't know that would happen. So with scaling your business, it's tricky because sometimes you might have a boom, but if you know that, okay, right now I'm doing 100 orders a week, eventually in 6 months I want to get to 1,000. Make sure you're taking all those necessary steps to get there, whether you need to hire help, train people, get more supplies, figure out if you have a supplier, if they can handle the inventory that you want, because there's no sense in having enough demand but not enough supply. So make sure you're working on your supply and demand, and that whatever you want to do, the goals you want to reach, you're able to actually do them. Because I see a lot of people with really great things, then they're sold out. No one wants to shop to a business where you can't buy anything. You know, it literally makes sense. You're advertising something that's not there. So make sure you do whatever you need to do to make sure when people want to buy something, it's there.
I want to ask you 2 more questions. I'm thinking about the PS4 cake. Like, I think that's a dope NFT experience. So I think you should look into that. The way the world's going, metaverse, Web3, all these things. What is your take on that? Because we're always learning. We were just talking about it before. We're like, yo, we wish we could go back to the simple days when things were just like about the talent, but that's not the days we're in right now. It's getting crazy out here.
Like, there's so much competition. There's so much people doing the same stuff. A lot of people will say it's like oversaturation, but it's just how you're gonna stand out from this person. There's little things that you can do that will really like take stuff over the edge. For example, if you're a makeup artist, there's a million makeup artists. How am I gonna be different from this person who's literally doing makeup? Okay, now with every customer that comes, they get a free lip gloss. It's something so small, maybe it costs you $5-10, people will literally come back because they get a free lip gloss. People will pick and choose other restaurants because, okay, if I go here, I'm getting free fries. Or people love to go to Denny's on their birthday because they get a free breakfast. They don't usually go by themselves. They'll bring 3, 4, 5 people. Because Denny's sacrificed the $10, now they have maybe $50 from the other people that came. Whereas in other restaurants, they're like, no, we're not giving out free food. We don't care if it's your birthday. But now everyone's running to Denny's. You lost out on business. It's little things like that, incentives, perks, you know, contests, giveaways that make people come back. You have to think as a person when you're looking at it from that perspective. Why do you continue to shop at a business? Discount codes, free shipping. 2 businesses, boutiques are selling the exact same clothes. I hear people say all the time, why do they shop with Fashion Nova and not me? Fashion Nova gives you like free shipping over X amount of dollars. They have coupon codes every other day. They mark up their price so high when it's 50% off, it still comes to regular price. But you don't know that. When you're looking at it, you're like, oh my God, it's 50% off. They'll put the shipping cost into the price of the product. So you're getting free shipping? No, you're not. You're paying for the shipping and the cost of the product. You know, you have to do little things like that. It's going to benefit you. And it seems like you're losing money, but you're not because you're putting the cost in other places.
Well said. And Max, I seen you tweet something last night. I think it was like 1 a.m. about, or it could have been anytime, sorry. But I
think 1 a.m. I'm sorry for the face because 1 a.m. I think I was knocked out, but go on.
It could have been Saturday.
Maybe my Twitter is
I have your Twitter post notifications on. So I seen you talking about, and I want to ask you this too, about giving back. And I believe
you must give to receive.
Yes, and you're an and you know what? We have some books. Staples sponsored us last year for our 1-year anniversary, and stay tuned. Our 2-year anniversary is in a couple weeks, and we have a huge announcement coming. So stay tuned for that. But we have some books and planners that we want to give away right now. I'll leave you with some books. I know you're a big fan of giveaways. You do the Christmas 12 days of Christmas giveaways. Why is it so important to give back to the community, to the people that support you?
I give back because I literally can. That's it. It doesn't hurt me. And it's nothing. And like, I'm surprised a lot of people who like, why are you giving away so much? Like, we give away Christmas trees, we've given away tablets.
You go OD for Christmas.
Because it's just like, I literally can, and a lot of people can't. And I remember growing up wanting certain things that my parents literally couldn't at the time. And you know, it just makes me so happy. If I'm giving a little kid a $10 doll and that takes stress off their parents so they can be a parent a little bit better, like, it's cost me $10. That's like, it's not the end of the world. It just makes me so happy. So yeah, every year we do a back to school giveaway and we do the Christmas time giveaway and we donate to sick kids, all these things. It's literally just because we can. And I always think about the like blessings that I've received and how fortunate I am to have certain stuff and I don't have to worry about stuff. So if you can give it, give it. I
don't know if we can get one of the books to, I just want to show, or Max, whoever can.
I can grab it. I got it.
Grab it.
We got some books to give away. Shakisha, your name is definitely on one of these books. It's a planner. Shout out to Staples.
Write some gems in there.
Write some gems. Ooh, I always encourage people when you listen to podcasts or when you're watching YouTube channels, write things down so that you don't forget.
There's no way you remember all this information.
We're not robots, literally.
No way, it's
someone
not
told
possible.
me that. Someone told me you're not a computer.
I think we're echoing on the IG live. Yeah, guys, IG always give us trouble. That's why we encourage everybody to go on YouTube and check out the video. So important, you know. Sometimes it's difficult to have multiple audios running at the same time. We encourage everybody to go on the YouTube live, subscribe, like when you get on YouTube. But my last take on the giveaway is I look at it at the perspective of put back from where you've been taken from, so that tomorrow there's some for you too. So that's why I always encourage people, you know, you get so much from the universe has blessed you. It goes back to investing from everything that you've been taking from the universe, so that tomorrow there's some for you to also keep getting.
Yeah, that's so cute. Love
You
that.
talk about the younger kid that, you know, if you can make their day. If you could tell your younger self something, a piece of advice, what would it be? Young Whitney at 15, 16, and here you are now. What could you tell her?
Oh my gosh, I would tell her, save your money. The things that you think are trendy are gonna be like so lame. So stop wasting money on foolishness. Don't go out of your way for people too much, because a lot of the time, selflessness, it will like.
Nice people finish last.
Sometimes. But a lot of things I did for people wouldn't even like do 1% of it for me. And it's like, sometimes you really have to pick yourself, because in this life you'll usually grow by yourself, do a lot of things by yourself. And when you feel like I've supported so many people, I've helped so many people, where's everybody now? I hear that all the time, especially when it comes to business. People start business, be like, I'm not getting support, but when I was posting this, so many people cared. It's like, it's the reality of life. Be selfish. Everyone is selfish when they want to be selfish, so why not you? You know, and just keep going hard. Everything you're doing is gonna pay off. There's nothing wrong with learning, developing skills, all that stuff that people try to tell you you're doing too much. As long as you're doing something productive and you're not hurting anybody, keep going.
Well
Two things. She said trendy. That's exactly what it is. A trend will be gone tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
And also put yourself
I look
first.
at my Margiela sometimes and my Giuseppe's. I'm like, yo,
Why'd you
what
get
I
that?
went through to get these shoes.
Don't get caught up in that.
Oh my goodness.
It's
And
just
then-
like, ew.
And then finally, you know, always put yourself first, because you'll be better equipped to help others.
Facts.
Yay.
No,
I
Max
love
is good,
that.
man.
Always put yourself first, so you can be better
Shakespeare.
equipped to help others.
Shakisha said she needed a new
Set
one.
boundaries.
I like
Oh my
this.
gosh, set boundaries. I'm sorry for
Set
saying.
boundaries. Yeah, those
But-
ones.
We need people to understand how important it is.
Set boundaries.
I did not set set the boundaries right now. Set them. And I was talking to Patina about this yesterday, and especially when it comes to giving discounts. We're so accustomed to be like, hey girl, oh my God, I know you from high school. I see what you're doing. I want to support. Something goes on in our brain where we're like, okay, let me give them $10 off, or let me just throw in this. So
I'm so past those days.
if you want to support, pay the full price, little tip on there to show you really support. You know, if I have a sale, catch it, boom. If you show that you're a loyal person, okay, I'll throw in something extra, but be firm on your boundaries. I tell people all the time, with discounts and stuff, have a set policy. Say for my family, my immediate family, they get 10% off. For my immediate friends, they get 10% off. And for acquaintances, you get 5% off. Something like that, so you stick to it, so you don't feel pressure to be like, oh, well, let me just...
Family.
They love to do that all the time. What's the friend price, or what's the this price? No, because how am I going to be a millionaire if I'm throwing out discounts left, right, and center? And it'd be the people that they not really offering you anything else, because they'll be like, I get this all the time. Can you like lower the price? I'll tell everyone I know. No,
That's not what we're here for. You don't-
more times than not, they're like you, and they're gonna want a discount too. So no. And more times than not, you're promoting to everyone I already promote to, because we're in the same group of people. So this defeats the purpose.
No exchange of value.
Marketplace
Yeah.
value. By doing that, hey, you gave it to so and so for this price. Isn't that what I get it for?
And then whenever you tell people, don't tell them the real price, what do they
Wow.
do? They tell them the real price.
Oh, I'm special. I got it for this price, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, saying no to others is saying yes to yourself. Set boundaries.
Woo! Yes.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give 10 of these books away. We got like over 10 new followers. Just all you gotta do is be subscribed to our YouTube channel. We'll leave you with, don't worry, Shakisha, you're not for worry. Your book is here. You asked that question, so we're gonna make sure we have this for you. We'll reach out to you, and you know we're here to make the uncool cool while realizing it's you versus you. Any last words before we head out?
Nobody owes you anything in this world but yourself. If you want it, go for it. If you need help, ask for it. If there's anything that you want, it's up to you to figure out how you're gonna get there. Learn, take knowledge, don't take no for an answer. Create your own opportunities. DM that person you've been wanting to work with right now. Write it down. Say, I'm gonna message them. Pitch yourself, promote yourself. Don't be shy in what you do. If you want other people to believe it, you gotta literally be a walking billboard. You gotta make them want to shop with you. Just promote yourself. In a time where everyone's trying to be an entrepreneur, there's a lot of competition. Just go hard. No, like Kim said, get up and work. Go to work, guys.
Cancel culture.
Mike drop, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This episode is going to be available on YouTube if you're just joining us on all streaming platforms. So make sure, if you are listening to this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, which should be Motivation Mondays. Just putting it in there. And have a great and productive day/week. It's MC Ebone.
With Abby.
Max is speaker. Shout out TZ, we just tuning in. I'll be calling you very soon. Appreciate the love and support.
And be nice to everybody. You don't know what they went through, so a little niceness goes a long way.
Tizzy gave you a compliment about the hair, so there we go. I'm telling you.
Thanks.
All right, guys, peace and love, and thank you to our new subscribers and new followers. We look forward to building our platform with you, and we appreciate the support. Peace and love.